Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we're back with another tutorial on Noon selling fees and commissions. The reason for this tutorial is that Noon, starting February 1st, they have changed their fees and commissions, and we're going to go over that today, the changes they've made, and what are their new fees. So as you can see, it says here, February 1st is when these new fees will be implemented. So starting with Fbn Fee, in case you're not familiar with the terminology, Fbn stands for Fulfillment by Noon. This is where you deliver your items to Noon's warehouse, and they handle the packaging and shipment of your product from their warehouse. So you do not have to store anything at your warehouse or get a warehouse, etc. So the fee for that is 6% of the selling price, with a minimum of 2 dirhams and a maximum of 6. And Noon actually started to introduce direct ship fee. This is where now sellers can directly ship to customers instead of before, when Noon came, picked up your product, took it to their warehouse, packaged, quality checked it, packaged it, and then sent it out. Now, that quality check step is not necessary, and they're trusting sellers with the quality check and packaging and everything, similar to Amazon. So this is where you're going to package the product, then either Noon Rep is going to come pick up your package, or you can drop it off at any of the locations that Noon has mentioned as their drop-off locations, and then they're going to deliver your product. So the direct ship fee is 9% of the selling price for the standard rate, with a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 9. So the difference between standard rate and drop-off options is that standard rate is where Noon representative comes to a warehouse or store, picks up the product, and delivers it. Drop-off option is where you drop off the product at Noon drop-off locations. You can find those locations here by clicking here, checking the map, and finding the closest drop-off location to you. And for the drop-off option, the commission is 8% of the selling price, with a minimum of 2.5 dirhams and a maximum of 8 dirhams. So you can see you can save a percent here by opting out for the drop-off option. And again, I'm gonna leave a link to this page in the description, so you can go ahead and check it anytime you need after this video, if you want to find out more about the closest drop-off location. And the crosstalk fee, this is similar as before. This is where Noon Rep will come pick up your product, or you drop it off to them, and then they take it to the warehouse. They do their quality check, package the product, and then send it out to the customer. So the standard rate for that is 12% of the selling price, with a minimum of 4 dirham and a maximum of 12 dirhams. And for the drop-off option, it's 10% of the selling price, with a minimum of 3 dirhams and a maximum of 10 dirhams. And now let's go and look at some examples. So for Fulfillment by Noon, okay, for the Fbn Fulfillment by Noon services, let's say for example we're selling a product that is 30 dirhams. In here we can see that it's the service fee on that was 6% of the selling price, or a minimum of 2 dirham. So if you look at here, 6% of 30 is 1.8. So it's less than 2 dirham. So the minimum they will charge is 2. They cannot charge anything below. So you're going to be paying 2 dirham as a fee. And for the direct ship option, same product, same price, 30 dirhams. It's going to cost 3 dirhams, or 9%. So 9% of 30 is 2.7, which is less than the minimum they set that they will charge you. So you're going to be charged the minimum, which is 3. And for the crosstalk back to back, it's 12% of 30. So it's actually 3.6 dirham, 12%. So the minimum they said they're going to charge is 4 dirhams. And for an item that's actually I've split this into two sections: items below 100 and items above 100, and you'll see why I did that. And now for an item above 100, for example, you're selling an item that's 120, it's either 9% or 6% of the product for the fulfillment by noon option, or the maximum of 6 dirhams. So if you look at 6% of 120, it's coming to be 7 dirhams and 20 fils, which is above the maximum they set for a service fee that they're going to charge you. So they're going to charge you 6 dirhams. So if this was here, I don't know, 200, you're still going to be charged 6. If your product was 300, you're still going to be charged 6 dirhams. That's the maximum they will charge. However, if your product was, for example, let's say you're selling a product that's 50 dirhams, it's going to be equals 0.06 star 50. You're going to be charged 3 dirhams. You're going to be charged 6% times that. It falls between the 2 and the 6 dirham service fee that they set, the minimum and maximum. And so you're going to be charged 3 dirham. So if you're selling a product at 50, 60, you're going to be charged the percentage times that. And for the direct ship, it's a maximum of 9 dirham or 9%. So you can see 9% of 120 is 10.8. And so the maximum they set, you're going to be charged 9 dirhams. And for the crosstalk back to back, also, the maximum you're going to be charged is 12 dirhams. And 12% of 120 is obviously more than 12 dirham. We're going to see right now, it's 14.4. So you're going to be charged 12, which is the maximum they set as the service fee. And then for all these options, you're going to calculate the VAT on that. VAT, and I'm doing an example in UAE, which is 5%. If you're living in Saudi Arabia or Egypt, you can apply the percentages that applies to you. So you can see the total, for example, for our item that we were selling at 30 dirhams, it's going to be 2 dirham and 10 fils for the fulfillment by noon option. For the direct ship, it's going to be 3 dirham and 15 fils. And for the crosstalk back to back, it's going to be 4 dirham and 20 fils. And you can also follow along here. We can also do an example for the service fee drop off option, just to see the difference. Here, same example, we're selling our item for 30 dirhams. It doesn't apply for fulfillment by noon because they don't have a drop off option, because you store your products already at their warehouse. It only applies to the direct ship and the crosstalk back to back. So you can see here, same product, we're selling for 30 dirhams. It's 8% or 2.5 dirham is their minimum. So you can check 8% of 30 is 2.4. So you're going to be charged 2.5. And same thing here for the crosstalk back to back. For an item that costs 30 dirhams, it's 10% of 30, which is 3 dirhams. And for an item that we were selling 120, you can see it's a maximum of 8 dirhams or 8%. So you can check that 8% of 120 is 9.6 dirhams. So you're going to be charged the maximum they set, which is 8. And for the crosstalk back to back, it's 10% of your selling price or a maximum of 10. So you can see 10% is 12 dirham for this. So it's greater than the maximum they set. So you're going to only be charged 10 dirhams. And you can see here, we added the VATs, and we got for the direct ship, drop off option, our cost is 2.63 dirham and 3 dirham and 15 fils for the crosstalk back to back. You can also compare between the drop-off option and the standard rate. So you can see here we were charged 3 dirham and 15 fils if we use the standard rate, and if we use the drop-off option, we're going to be charged for a product that we're selling 30 dirhams around 2.63 fils. So this is, you can see a little bit of saving here. It actually adds up when you have many orders and also many products. So I recommend going for the drop-off option if a drop-off location is very close to you. And now let's get into other fees. So here we have a weight handling fee. So this is for non-sort items. So those are items that are greater in 30 centimeter. They have any side greater than 30 centimeter, and they weigh more than 25 kg. So for the fulfillment by noon method, you're going to be charged an extra 2 dirhams. For the cross-dock back-to-back, you're going to be charged 4 dirhams. And for the direct ship fee, for the direct ship, you're also going to be charged 4 dirhams. Next is cancellation. So if you fail to fulfill any of your orders that you get, Noon still charges you a cancellation fee. So you need to make sure the product that you're selling you always have in stock, because if you get an order and you're selling it and you cannot fulfill that product, there's going to be a cancellation fee. It depends on the category you're selling. You can see the percentages here. So for example, in laptops it's 5%, cameras 5% of the selling price. You're going to be charged as cancellation fee. And so if you're a fulfillment by noon seller, so if you're going through that method, you're going to be charged other fees such as monthly storage fee, long-term storage fee, and a restocking fee. So you can see all those fees right here. So depending on the category again you're selling, let's look at apparel. The restocking fee of your product is 1 dirham per item. The long-term storage fee is 2 dirhams, and the monthly storage fee is 40 fils. Yeah, and you can learn more about these. So long-term storage fee applies when your product is at their warehouse for 180 days and you haven't sold them. And yeah, so you can learn more about each fee. And then there is a sales commission. So Noon will charge you a commission on the product you're selling depending on the category. So let's, for example, say we're selling a product in the home improvement section, which has a sales commission of 10%. And again, you can see here the back-to-back and direct ship percentage and the Fbn Noon percentages are pretty much the same, except for electronics section. You can see there are some differences. So you're going to be paying 4.5% and 3.5%, and 5.5% for laptops versus 4.5%. So if you're doing fulfillment by noon, you might see some advantages in the electronics section. So now let's get into example that we were gonna do. So let's say we're selling a product in the home improvement section and you can see the commission is 10%. So here, same product, let's say we're selling it or the same 30 dirham product, so 10% of that is 3 dirhams. This is in all categories, and Fbn, direct ship, and crosstalk back to back. We got to charge VAT on that commission, which we are going to be paying, and that comes to 3 dirham and 15 fils, and 3 dirham and 15 fils for all categories. And for the same thing here, for an item 120, you're going to be charged 10%, which is 12 dirham, and the VAT on that is 60 fils, so you're going to be charged 12 dirham and 60 fils. And now we can come here and do a total fee. So if you look at, for example, this example where our commission was 2 dirham and 10 fils, the standard rate example. So for our product that we're selling 30 dirhams, the Fbn fee for people who are going through that process is 2 dirham and 10 fills plus 3 dirham and 15 fills, and a total of 5.25. Again, this is not accurate because you have to apply storage fees for FBN. Again, restocking fee if you're gonna have something, or well, there's a storage fee, then you got to consider restocking fee. You also got to consider long-term storage fee for this category. So it's not just 5 dirham and 25 fills. I want to point out there is going to be slightly more than that depending on these fees. For direct ship, again, it was 3 dirham and 15 fills through the standard rate, plus the sales commission, which was 3 dirham and again 15 fills, and you're going to be left at 6 dirham and 30 fills. So this is how much you pay on a product that you're selling 30 dirhams through direct ship fee, through direct ship method. And then we got the Crosstalk back to back, which the total is 7 dirham and 35 fills. So this is what you need in order to price your product and understand how much you're paying to Noon, so you're not at a loss or you're not cutting too much into your margin. And let's see, then last but not least is the FBN RTV. So this is fulfillment by Noon return to vendor delivery fee. So this is if, for example, you want the products that you stored at Noon warehouse to be returned to you. The cost of that is minimum of 25 dirham is the delivery fee, and depending on whether your item is considered sort items or a non-sort item, you're going to be charged 50 fills per item for sort items and 3 dirham per item on top of the 25 for non-sort items. And you can see sort items are items within 30 centimeter and weigh less than 25 kg, and non-sort items are items that weigh greater than 25 kilogram and any side of the product is greater than 30. This is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If I added any sort of value to your whatever you're doing, I would appreciate it if you can hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Any feedback, questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching.